Hey everyone, this is Joni. I wanted to do a live today because I think it's time that I need to come out of hiding. I need to be a little bit more open and transparent with everybody. And one of those things is for this live. And I hope that I do help some of you. Something a lot of people don't know, and those that do know really have never, asked a lot of questions, or we haven't really shared it. And that is, I am permanently disabled. I was diagnosed in 2004, and I was also diagnosed again in 2011 with another issue. And so I have been deemed permanently disabled, and so working a job has always been out of the question, and I always felt really bad. I'm used to being a worker, I'm used to nonstop, and this really, really changed not only my life, but it changed the family's life. And so today I wanted to open up to all of you. I wanted to share it, and I'm just hoping that one person out there that maybe has a disability or has been told that they can't do something, that maybe they'll try. And many of you know I've been building a business, and I love the company I'm with, and that's not what this is about. And I love my partners who I've made friends with. I love the whole basket, I guess you would say, because I've been opening up a little bit to people about what is wrong with me and why I'm not the most consistent person. And I think today, once I share this with anybody who watches this or sees this, I'm setting myself free. I'm not going to have to hide on my bad days. And I know a lot of you watching this video are probably thinking, she looks great. And I do look great. Let me fill you in, and that is my disabilities are what they call invisible disabilities. I was diagnosed in 2000 with fibromyalgia, and I had no clue what that meant. Okay, so my body hurt, and I had a hard time doing things, and I slowly learned. And something I'll never forget is the first rheumatologist that visited with and that saw me told me I was a poster child. Okay, that didn't make me feel any better. I didn't know what was going to change my life. And I was already pregnant with our second child, and how am I going to be a mom? And there's really not much they could do. They're not really sure how to heal you, so what they do is they treat the pain, which means pain medications. And I hate pain medications. I just totally cannot stand them. So other doctors will tell you, well, exercise, move around. Well, that's good to move around, except for walking 2 feet really puts me in a lot of pain. So that is my first disability. In 2004, my migraines were out of control, and I had migraines most of my life. They run in my family. We're just a migraine family, the women anyway. And my doctor felt it was time to do an MRI to see if there was something else going on in there. And, of course, I went for the MRI, and I thought, oh, come on, I've had these migraines since I was a teenager. What are they going to find? And at that time, I was told that I could no longer see a neurologist. I had to see a neurologist oncologist. And, being in the medical field, I knew exactly what that meant, and it scared me, especially because we had a newborn in March, and I was like, not again. Maybe I need to stop having kids. And I met with the doctor, and if it wasn't for him, I probably would have not taken it as well as I did, but I'll never forget that first meeting. And there's a lot of things I do forget, and there's some things that just for some reason they stick in my head. And I'm so grateful he was my doctor at that time. And he said, you have a brain tumor that is non-malignant. And I just looked at him because I had worked for an oncologist, and I said, well, how do we know that? And he explained it, and I won't get into medical terms here. But he said I had 2 options at that point. One option was to go ahead and let them remove it. And I had a 70% chance of nothing going wrong. The second option was just to let it stay there and observe it and see if it grows. And that was the option we chose. I was a new mom. I had a newborn. I had 2 other sons that needed me, and so that's how we went. And I kept trying to live life. I hid it. I hid it very well from everybody. If I had a bad day, I would just stay at home and I would hide. I didn't want anyone to see me weak, vulnerable. I always like to portray myself as a happy, strong woman who can handle the world on her shoulders. And this really, really started making me think. And then in 2011, many of you do know, we were in a car accident. We had our 2 younger boys with us, and my husband and myself, and our oldest was at his first day of college. And I can't really tell you much about what happened with the accident. I can't really tell you much about anything except for we came up on an incline. It's like a little hill, and I saw this car that I swear was probably going in the slowest motion ever possible, and I knew that we weren't going to avoid it. We were on a road that you were doing 55 miles per hour. I just knew. I knew it. And I remember screaming something, and I don't remember anything else. I remember yelling that our son Russell had autism and somebody please help him, because I was his touching stone. I was always there for him. I always helped him. And I guess from what I'm told, I said it quite a bit. I just wanted him to be taken care of, and I knew I was in no shape. So we went through that. Didn't really remember anything from the hospital. I think it was, we were driving back home probably about 11 a.m. and the next thing I knew was I saw my mom and my dad, because I guess I also asked for my mom. Never get too old to ask for mom. And my mom and my dad were in the emergency room, and they were finally allowed in my room. From what I've been told, nobody was allowed updates. Nobody was allowed to know how I was doing. Nothing. And finally saw them. We figured out we were all going home. The hospital didn't do a really good job because they didn't really say anything. And I double-checked this with my mom. And she said, no, they really didn't say anything. They had given me morphine, and I'd never had that before. But I'll tell you, when you get morphine, you don't feel anything, and you think you feel great. And they discharged us. And so my mom, thankfully, drove us home, but she had to do it in 2 different shifts because she didn't have capacity in the car for all of us. So my dad and my husband stayed behind. So now I'm thinking, okay, is everybody going to be okay? And it was just a really, really bad time. And I also had a lot of guilt because as moms, we're always there for our kids. And I wasn't there. And my boys had to deal with it all on their own because they weren't hearing how I was doing. They weren't hearing anything. And so that was the 3rd time. Sorry about that. I guess my phone wanted to reconnect with you guys. That was the 3rd time that I had been told that I am not going to heal from my concussion. My concussion was going to be a permanent concussion. It wasn't going to change, and we were going to have to work on how to get me back to where I wanted to be. And so I had to go through a bunch of tests, and I had to go through like putting puzzles back together, and I had to go through memory things. And I can be the first one to say my memory is horrible. I'll have good days and I'll have bad days. And the reason I wanted to do this today is because today is a bad day. And I know looking at me, you're probably going, really? How is it a bad day? I won't drive today because I don't feel confident enough. I don't feel that I should be on the road. I have tremors. I don't know if they show up in there, but my hands just that's just how they do. I get tremors on my bad days. I tend to drop stuff. And I also say things that are the wrong way, and that's why lives were always really, really hard for me. An example is I said something to Russell today, and I said, well, just put it in the yellow bag. And he looked at me and he goes, do you mean the blue bag, Mom? Because we've always opened up around here, and we've told the boys, if I say something wrong, bring it out. Say something to me. Let me know about it. And I looked at him and I go, well, I handed you a blue bag, so let's go with blue. But these are my family. These are the people that I live with. They've gone through the worst of the worst, and they've gone through me getting better. The other thing is, with all three of these diagnoses, I will never heal. I will never be 100% again. And so lives were really, really hard for me. And the lives that I have ever done over the last few years, I'm going to be very honest, guys, they were lives where I was having a good day. They were lives where I thought, okay, I can go on there and be the strong, happy Joni. And I need to stop. I really need to stop that, because today I haven't been posting. I haven't been on Facebook. I reached out to a couple of clients and helped them, but that was another thing. I need to be honest with everybody, and I'm not looking for sympathy. Trust me, I don't want sympathy. I just need to be honest with everybody, because being a coach and trying to help people change their lives and trying to help people find a healthier way, I forget things. Now, I do write things down, but sometimes that doesn't help either. So I wanted to come on here for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to come on here to tell everybody that I do have disabilities. I do have a traumatic brain injury as well as post-concussion syndrome, and I also have fibromyalgia. And what that means is I'm forgetful. I have to think, and I don't know if you're noticing, but today I'm really, really thinking of what to do and how to say things, because I tend to forget. So I have to speak slower, or else I might say the wrong word, or I might say something. So my purpose of today is to tell you guys that I'm going to be doing lives on my good days and my bad days, because you know what? I'm human. This isn't going to go away. This is me, and I no longer want to hide. And I am so grateful to the people that are in business with me and how we support each other, because it's due to two of them, actually more than two of them. It's due to a lot of them that said, do a live, be honest, let people know who you really are. And I've never done that until today, and I just wanted to do that today. And I hope that if you know somebody that has a disability, they're not all visible. So if you know somebody that has an invisible disease, reach out to them, offer them support, offer them help, because it's not going to ever show. You're never going to fully see it. So just give them a helping hand. Just be there for them. We really don't want sympathy, because that's not going to help. And we try to be really strong, and we try to do the things we can do. And I came on here today to let you guys know that I'm not the perfect, happy, strong person that you guys always see, that I have invisible disabilities, but that's not going to stop me. I have a passion for helping people. Over the last couple of years, I've gotten my own life together. I found some things that do help me. I find some things that do make it less. And I want to help anybody out there. Anybody. I want to help you. I want you to be able to feel good about you. I like who I am, and after today, I'm not going to have to hide, and I can come on here and do a live even when I'm having a bad day, when I'm having a hard time forming sentences or forming words. So you know what, guys? I can do this. I've been doing it since 2000, and you know what? You can do it too. So if I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. Let's talk. I don't want anybody else to hide for as long as I've been hiding. So let me help you. Let's do this together. And no matter what's going on in your life, don't ever hide. I hope this helped somebody. I know it's helped me. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. And I see that Ann is on here, and Darlene, and Cheryl. And I thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this. It's been a real hard thing for me to do. And I promised I wouldn't cry, so I'm not going to cry. But I thank you guys, and you three are also been supporters of mine since I started this journey of building my own business and trying to change our families' lives. And the first way I can do that is to change myself, which I have done. And I've now taken a major step that I have never ever done in my past. So I love all you guys, and thank you so much. And if I can help you or anybody, please reach out to me, because my story is out there now. I can't hide anymore, guys. I want to help anybody. Bye-bye, guys.